Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Motivational Monday. Happy Let's Get This Week Started Monday. Happy from right now to the rest of your life, because we have figured some things out. We have figured some things out, and we are using what we have figured out for our good. You were meant to create. And that's what I want you to remember. Not just today, all week long, for the rest of this quarter, for the rest of this month, sliding on into the new year. Realize that you were meant to create. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Because more than ever, people are out here trying to figure out how they can live their dreams. Meaning, they're trying to figure out how to have a better life than the one they have today. And that's not to say that they're not grateful, right? Because they are. We're grateful. We love it. Hey, thank you. Thank you, God. But there is abundance on the other side of the fence. There is overflow on the other side of the fence. There is so much more on the other side of the fence. So how do we climb that fence? How do we climb that fence to get to the other side where all of that abundance is? And it's not one of those cases where you say the grass is greener on the other side. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about walking into our true purpose. We're talking about walking in our true alignment with our lives. How do we do that? How do we walk fully in the purpose that we were meant for? Because we were created for a reason. That reason that we were created for was to create. Now, that's what our job is. You know, we spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's another side hustle I can get into. What's another stream of income? What's another project or what have you? What can I add to my resume? But are we really looking at it the way we're supposed to look at it in order to truly align and walk in purpose? Are we looking at it the way we're supposed to? Because we were designed to create. So are we creating? You know, a lot of people are jumping in the gig economy, right? I'll just use that as an example, all right? And nothing against the gig economy, because let me tell you something, your girl has been involved in the gig economy as well. So we'll talk about that another day. But, you know, a lot of people are jumping in the gig economy, right? And that's great to supplement their income or whatever, to add another stream or what have you. And that's amazing. Right? That's amazing. But are we truly walking in purpose when we do that? Are we creating? Are we creating? Are we using our gifts and our talents to create when we do that? Or are we setting ourselves up to yet again, be in another trap? Be in another one way in, one way out type of situation. You know, are we in another situation where we're using up all of our time, all of our energy, all of our creative cells and juices? Are we doing that? Are we now investing that in something that at the end of the day is not really going to get us on the other side of the fence, which is where we're trying to go? Because we're trying to get to that true overflow. We're trying to get to that true abundance, right? So putting ourselves in a situation where we have yet another job, is that getting us there? And I get it. Sometimes there's an immediate need. Sometimes there's an immediate need, and we've got to do what we've got to do to meet that immediate need. I get that. And there are times when we have to do that. But when do we sit down and say, all right, There's something else in me that I can give to the world. There's something else in me that I can utilize for myself. There's something else in me that can enhance my walk. There's something else in me that's going to get me in alignment with true purpose. It's time to start creating, not searching for more side hustles and more jobs and more gigs and more traps. It's time to start creating, because we were meant to create. We are creators. We are creators by design. We are the only animal, and I say animal because, y'all can correct me if you want to in the comments, but species, let me put it that way. We are the only species that has the free will to do something other than what we are actually doing every single day. Like, we are the only species that has the ability to create an entire different world and life for ourselves. The fact that we are daily on autopilot, and when I say autopilot, I mean we get up, we get dressed, we make our coffee, we check our email, we get ready to go to the 9 to 5, we humdrum our way through the 9 to 5, we get off the 9 to 5, we cook dinner, we get our clothes ready, and we get ready for bed. We piddle paddle around a little bit, then we go to bed, and we start the day all over. The fact that we are on autopilot like that, we actually have a choice in the matter. We have a choice in the matter. We can do something different. We can use our free will and our creativity, our inner creativity, to create the life that we want and the lives that we dream of. And, going to bed every night after you have been on autopilot all day, and probably all throughout that day, you've probably been dreaming about what that life looks like in a different realm, right? Well, you can actually get up and start creating immediately. Celeste, thank you for the comment. You can actually start creating. You can actually do something other than trolling or using your time unwisely. You can become a creator and create the life that you want. You have to think about, okay, what is it that I'm good at? What is it that I'm good at? What is it that I can give to the world? What value that I have? What value is it that I have? What value do other people see in me? That I can hone in on, that I can, sharpen that iron and work on, and then turn around and monetize. What can I do to monetize myself? What can I do to monetize myself? And as opposed to searching, it's time to start creating. Because if what you're yearning for, and the key word is yearning, because if you are yearning for something, then obviously you don't feel like you have it already, right? And again, we're thankful, we're grateful, we're excited, we participate in this life cycle the way we're supposed to. But we're also supposed to recognize that there's more in us than what we're actually doing. And when we realize that, it's time to start putting that energy there. And I get it. Schedule's already full. You've got a full slate. You've got a whole plethora of things that you already have on your plate. So, what is it that maybe you need to take off of your plate? What is it that you need to dial back on? What is it that you need to switch around so that you have room on your schedule, room in your life, and room for you to begin to create? That's what we have to start thinking about. We've got to start thinking about what that thing is, because everybody has something that they're good at. Everybody has something that they are good at, that they can now contribute to the world. Because if you begin, you know that old cliche, what would you do every single day? What would you get up and do every single day, even if you weren't getting paid for it? That's more than a cliche. That is real. That is real. What is it that you would do every single day if you could, creatively, even if you didn't get paid for it? Now, why is that, answering that question, why is that important? You know why answering that question is important? Because when you begin creating, especially if you're doing something like, I'll just say YouTube, right? Initially, you don't get paid from it. You don't get paid from it, but that love for it, that love of creating it, that desire of doing it will help you get better at doing it. It will help you get in a routine of doing it. It will help you develop discipline in doing it. So doing something that you're not necessarily driven by the paycheck, but you would still do it every single day, at some point, the love for that thing begins to show. The love for that thing, it becomes evident. It becomes evident, and again, you get better at it as you do it. So thinking about where you are right now and where you want to be, it may not be that you need to add another job, another gig. It may be that, especially if you're in a situation where, you can kind of give an hour or two a day to whatever it is, It may not be that you need to get a second job or a third job or a fourth job, because these days you kind of need that to get by. But instead of doing that, what is it that you can give an hour or two to creating? Okay? Create the life that you want. You literally can build your dreams by using what you have in your hands, what you have inside of you, and make your life amazing. You really can. So I just wanted to start off this week by saying, let's put some of these dreams in motion. Let's get going when it comes to our creativity. Let's get whether you need to get a new notebook and start writing down some things, writing down some ideas, start analyzing yourself. What is it that you're good at? Where is it that your creativity can shine through? What is it that you can create, that doesn't cost you a whole lot of money to start doing, something that is not going to, take up a whole lot of your time, but you can put, 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours a day towards it on a regular basis and have the discipline to do it consistently. What is that thing that you can do and dedicate yourself and your time to that's going to get you where you want to go? And again, if you're doing something that you love, and you love doing it, whether you get paid from it or not, eventually you get so good at it. You get so good at it, and you find those areas where you can add value to other people's lives. People are coming to you for it. They're looking for you, whether it's your YouTube channel, whether it's your art, whether it's your music, whether it's your books, whatever it is. You know, you might be a writer, you might be a singer, you might be some sort of, you know, you might have some sort of entrepreneurial bone in your body that now you can expand upon by using your own creativity. Because again, we were meant to create. We were created specifically to create, and we have to start doing that if we want to eventually live our dreams. Because if not, we're going to continue to be a part of this bigger rat race that we have going on. We're going to continue to be stuck in the matrix. We're going to continue to still live that humdrum life where, like I said, you're on autopilot. You know, you go to bed at a certain time, you get up in the morning, you make your coffee, you get ready, you go to work, you're at work, they exhaust the ish out of you all day, you get off, you're too tired to do anything else, you know, other than get ready for the next day. That, my friends, is the definition of the matrix. And it's time to break out of that. It's time to break out of that. And the only way to break out of that is for you to create a way for you to have another outlet. Your other streams of income or what have you really should come from your creativity. Getting another job, getting another gig, getting stuck. You really just dig yourself further and further and further into the matrix. You really do. You know, having more time with family, having more time with friends, having more time with yourself, doing the things that you want to do, that really equates to freedom, right? So how do we develop and find that freedom? The only way to develop and find that freedom is to find that thing within ourselves that we can create and then turn around and monetize. All right. So anyway, enough about that. I love you guys. Don't forget to share out the video, comment, subscribe, all the things. Join the family, join the tribe. We're trying to grow this thing and motivate thousands and thousands and thousands of people to live their lives the way they want to reimagine their lives at any age and at any stage. Because at this point in the game, it's about living the life that you want, not the life that somebody is designating for you to have. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Have a good day.